Okay, so it seems like there's been a little bit of an update on the whole Anya Nyabyss situation. Now, this one has been pretty insane. We covered it this morning, obviously talking about the fact that she had an announcement, and well, it seems like that announcement has finally been announced. And yeah, it's kind of what everyone thought it would be. So essentially, Anya Nyabyss will be graduating from a Phase Connect and is apparently has had a disagreement with management as a reason, which has led her to into a creative rut. Which, yeah, I mean, that's fair enough, right? And of course, we've known that there was some issues at the start of obviously Anya Nyabyss's debut, and that's why it hasn't lasted so long, right? And it seems like it's all confirmed because, of course, today there was this like announcement thing, and it seems like she got us because she only put an announcement as the thumbnail here, which people thought maybe it's not a graduation because there's no like sad art picture, and then, well, there it is, right? And she also put TLDR, which again, that's just crazy. She's just making everybody forget that Anya Nyabyss ever existed, essentially. Which again, that's pretty sad, right? Because obviously it's 6 months and there's been a lot of plan into this, and for it to kind of, you know, end up like this is sad, right? But of course, yeah, the Remo post goes on to say she underlined how much she loves VTubing, loved the collabs that she's been having with the girls, and wants to continue creating large projects going forwards. As for Phase citizen status, she says it's unclear for now, and we'll have to talk to Sakana about what it entails. Let's just wish her the best moving forward. So yeah, obviously it just seems like it's one of those situations that sucks, right? She clearly had some kind of disagreement, as she said, with the management. And she couldn't really do what she wanted to do creatively, which obviously tends to happen sometimes to some people in agencies. And it really depends on what you want to do, right? Because some agencies, they can help you out, do things that maybe you wanted to do creatively. For example, like concerts and things, which maybe you can't do as an indie because of like how much, you know, work goes into it and how much money and things like that. So usually an agency can be like, yo, you want to do it with us? And that tends to be like something, but sometimes it can also be the opposite, and they actually, you know, it is very restricting, or they can't give you what they want to give you, right? Say if you want to do a concert, they're like, yeah, no, we can't really do that right now. Of course, that might suck, right? I don't exactly know what events and what things she wanted to do, but again, obviously, it just seems like she wanted to be creative. Phase Connect wasn't a, you know, Phase Connect, it wasn't giving her the resources that she needed to be creative, and that's what's led her to kind of leaving, right? And obviously she will be going back to the Nyana Banyana account, I'm pretty sure, considering the fact that there's been a lot of things saying, you know, debut coming soon, and obviously she's funding for a new model. So yeah, obviously it's starting to all add up now in the sense of this is a graduation, and it's over for Anya at Phase Connect. Now, again, of course, a lot of people have been saying, yeah, with the Annie situation, it was just very bad timing with everything. She had a situation where her debut was delayed, which caused the momentum for her to slow down. The chemistry of her gem mates also suffered with this as well. People are also somehow still mad about her skipping FazeCon and how her lack of motivation to stream. Enjoyed the streams and collabs so she's done, but it felt as she wasn't really there. We'll see how the Banana Cat does when she returns. And yeah, obviously a lot of people mentioned the fact that she wasn't streaming, but of course, as Rima puts it there, right, she was in a creative rut, which obviously she obviously felt a little bit frustrated with the fact that she couldn't do the creative stuff that she wanted to do, and maybe that kind of, you know, sometimes it leads you to be a little bit demotivated when it comes to streaming, like, you know, what's the point, and stuff like that, if she can't do the things that she wants to do. So that potentially could be a reason as to why, you know, she wasn't streaming as much, and yeah, obviously the momentum wasn't really there. Lots of quote retweets as well, saying there's many aspects of this graduation that are unfortunate timing and will make some people feel compassion for Anya. There's many aspects of this graduation that reflected poorly on her character and will make some people angry at Anya. In short, a giant Phase Connect L. Sad. So this is really sad. I wonder what's going on behind the scenes. I hate the insults people are throwing on her, because ultimately we don't know what the relationship she has with Phase internally. When she is picked up, it seems like she was really excited. So yeah, obviously I don't know exactly whether you know, this is one of these things where it was like entirely this whole like Phase Connect like internal thing. Maybe it was like, I think it's a little bit of a mix of everything, if I was to, you know, kind of guess, with the whole like kind of timing and the missed debut and things like that. Again, it's just unfortunate, right? It's unfortunate that this had to happen. saying sad to see here the phase that didn't work out for her. Quite a shame, especially on her PL account where she made her whole graduation stream for it basically. That it sucks, but I'm not surprised to be honest. Anya has had a rough time with her tenure with Phase, missing her debut meet and greets, never seemed to mesh with her gem mates. It is more likely that she just didn't find a fit within the company. It also feels like she wanted to do more things project-wise. That management would either not allow or were too slow to follow up and execute. Her cover creep is kind of on theme to her graduation in a way, and whatever she decides to do in the future, she has all the support she needs. So yeah, I think it is just one of those things where she just couldn't exactly get what she needed out of this new kind of path that she had taken, right? That maybe she thought she would. And again, it's just kind of ended up this way, which, yeah, obviously it's just a sad thing. And as well as we said, she has been getting a lot of backlash as well, especially from a lot of Phase Connect fans. This definitely won't help, of course, because, you know, she says that she has some disagreements with management and some people are going to be like, oh, you're trying to drama farm or whatever. No, obviously it seems like, you know, there's just like a kind of a thing that she wasn't able to do. And it shouldn't be like drama or whatever that some people maybe try to make it out to be, right? But again, there's also the situation of apparently it's Lumi's 5th anniversary, 4th anniversary. I'm sorry, I don't know which anniversary it is. People were mentioning it, saying that Lumi had a thing on as well today during this announcement. So don't be surprised if there's maybe some people angry at that too. Some people trying to say that she's like taking the spotlight from her, which I don't think is the case. I think that she just picked any random day and that's it, right? So again, obviously that sucks, saying it's fairly obvious that someone in management was preventing her from doing the previous creative ventures she loved. No 3D concerts and no original songs. Domino effect can ruin the entire org. I expect more graduations with management disagreements soon. And I think it is just genuinely how the people feel about their creativeness within, is that a word? Creativeness? Creativeness within the company, right? Because some VTubers are happy to just like be a part of like a, you know, collabs and things and just do that, right? But obviously with like Anya and things, you want to do 3D concerts and stuff like that, which obviously is much more demanding of a agency and things. And again, you know, someone might be happy within Phase Connect. Say, for example, they weren't doing as much creative stuff like concerts or whatever. Someone might be happy to stay in that because they don't care about concerts. They just want to hang out with friends and maybe get the support that they get from Phase Connect and other kind of areas, right? But from Anya's point of view, she wants to do creative stuff and she can't do creative stuff, right? So again, I think that is essentially, you know, what it is. So again, you know, people saying expect more graduations and things, unless it's someone that really, you know, has found out today that they can't do the things that may be similar to what Anya wanted to do, I don't think it's going to happen. You know, of course, maybe there can be some questions or whatever and things behind the scenes. But again, all of them have been pretty content within Phase Connect, right? They've been happy there all this time, and I don't think this would really change anything. But again, you know, some people, you know, are fearing for the worst, I guess. So basically, to actually quit stream to be an agency and get off my ass, I quit. So yeah, obviously a lot of people hating as well, saying essentially, you know, she realized that she had to stream when part of an agency, which also could be another, you know, that could also be another feature too. The kind of responsibilities you have as an agency VTuber, some people don't like that, and maybe it's something that she had to experience firsthand to kind of realize I don't like that either. So again, you know, that's also something that some people leave agencies for, is because of, you know, you have to stream usually a certain amount of time or do some collabs or do some, you know, fulfillable stuff essentially for the agency, and sometimes people just don't want to do that. And again, you know, maybe it could have been thought about more, but again, I don't know if that's one of the reasons or not. That's just a reason that someone brought up, right? So yeah, obviously, yeah, if you're saying that means she can freely have more collabs with other indie VTubers like she had before. Graduation proves she's got into it not knowing what to expect from corpo life, and just to be given the ability and money to do what she was doing before, but easier. Wanted stability of corpo life, but the freedom of indie life. Mythic talent would have been way better in that, which, I mean, depends, really. But again, yeah, I mean, I think that is, they are partially right there, though, in the sense of, I think that, yeah, she wanted the stability of an agency, but I feel like, yeah, she wanted the freedom and creativity of an indie, which is just kind of hard to balance, right? Sometimes you don't get both. And she's opted for creativity, right? Which again, I think is cool. We'll have to see what she does in the future. And yeah, I mean, that is essentially all there is for this video, for this situation. Sorry I got to it a little bit late. I was kind of locked into City Skylines 2, to the point where, if you could probably tell, my eyes are a little bit bloodshot. Literally, time passed like 2 hours. I was like, whoa, what happened? Where am I? And I literally just like appeared. I was like, oh, wait, I need to make a video of this. So here we are. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, Good Game Subs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.